Let's do this. Let's do this. Regain,
get into it.
Akimbo. We're getting into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally, at long last, we will get this map. Regain starting out on the CT side. Akimbo, they'll be trying to set the pace here. Let's see whether or not they can pull off this upset. It's already deep inside of underpass, but he'll eventually get flushed out. He'll have to fall back. Now Mason jumping out the windows of apps is going to just try and throw caution to the wind. He gets that opening kill, and so that's B site opened up potentially for the bomb to make it out, but they still have to get out of apps right now, and now with catwalk pressure, could be a problem. Grape able to take away one inside of market, but you're still man disadvantage on this retake.
Yeah, I mean, again, you don't have any kits on you. You still got to find a few here. Grape did manage to find one. Mason is low, so they can somehow create this 2v2 here, but it's going to be hard to get through, and that's Morrow and Laxi finishing up the last two there. Akimbo taking the first round, and again, Mirage, if Akimbo want to win this series, they're going to have to take Mirage. It's a great start.
Already off to a strong start, and not much in the way for Regain to be able to force into this one with everybody going down and not a ton of kills coming through that were spread across. Akimbo, they should have a pretty easy ride to round two here, and Laxi starts it out right with a spray down on Grape inside of the.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do up against an AK, especially when you have USPs. I know that there are those rounds out where, you know, USPs can find some weird, interesting, fun kills, but I don't foresee this happening now, even with the Deagle that Fazenko has. Again, you're going up against two AKs, two kills, and a MAC-10, and there goes the Deagle right down there. So, again, I don't foresee too much more happening, even though Dopey's down to 1 HP, 2 HP, and that should be all done and dusted here on Mirage. At least this one.
Dopey just spins around. Takes out that player, shooting him in the back. No big deal. And Mason and N2O will clean up the last. So it's a 2-0 start for Akimbo, but this is where it gets serious. Regain, they're going to be pulling out the rifles here. This is where you got to buckle down and really get ready.
Yeah, you're going to get the rifles out. Should be an okay amount of utility. The only problem is nobody has a kit. So you are foregoing a kit in the way of utility, and Sasha decided to refund his money back and get himself a FAMAS. So again, a little bit extra utility here for the CTs. Let's see if we can get some frags on the board for Regain as they look to make their way around the map.
Draining out that utility right now from Regain. So far, so good. Just a few smokes left. Couple of flashes, and Akimbo still has enough for a sight hit, although it is starting to whittle down bit by bit. This is the bonus round, so if they lose this, not too big of a deal, but you want to be able to pick up the 3-0 start, obviously. Zimko is going to get overrun by that MAC-10. Loss in the back of the site, only able to muster a single kill in response, and well, Dirk inside of market, although he'll be able to get one, the site is lost, and the bomb inevitably going down, courtesy of N2O. So it's a 3v3 retake with Regain's first buy, and Obi's close by with this M4 to hold a jump through window.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're going to be able to clear Obi, because they've already got N2O in a really good spot here. So all Obi has to do is just watch the door, because the window should be getting watched. That's N2O taking one. Obi finding another one, but Mara right quickly behind that. Maybe two players left alive from Akimbo. Great start. 3-0 start for Akimbo. That's exactly what you want on your map pick, Al.
Everything going according to plan. I love that setup there. You've got the player in the back of the site watching window, watching the jump up. Got the other one hard right, difficult spot to clear. It's great for just playing off of each other's contacts, and obviously Morrow further back, making sure that catwalk wasn't a threat, and then rejoining with his team to finish it off. Now back down to just some upgraded pistols for Regain. Akimbo with a strong start, and as long as they can weather the storm of a couple of Deagles, then they'll have themselves a 4-0 scoreline.
I mean, we are always due for a solid 5-7 round, but this is more of a Deagle round, so it doesn't count, right?
Yeah, the 5-7, it's way too big. 5-7 round, not quite. This one's a Deagle round. And N2O shuts down the first Deagle immediately. Dirk's going to try and recover it, but at this point,
Oh!
you're working from behind. Kuzenko, a solid shot onto Mason, but that's just more and more information gathered. Issue is now the catwalk player comes out, so that 5-7 gets into the feed. Got bomb on the B site getting planted, but a man disadvantaged post plant here for Akimbo that never should have gotten out of hand. Now there's an AK in the hands of Sasha. And Obi's close by with this MAC-10. Could shred through the unarmored opponents, though. They line up for him. He's only able to get one, and he leaves his teammate in the clutch now.
Oh, that gets
that. Mara has to dig deep here. Low HP. He finds that first. Grape the last one to best. He's making a lot of noise throughout the site, though. Molotov out. We'll try and flush out these positions, but the time's too low at this point. Mara well played on the clock. And with that, Akimbo 4-0, but this one comes labored.
Comes expensive. And even though Grape is going to die as well, that means that Akimbo have to reinvest back in. But they've got plenty of money. Outside of Black Sea with like less than 5K, they've got enough money to invest back in. But you would hate to invest everybody back in. You would have loved to at least, again, leave one or two people with some money left over. And you always have to want to control your own economy, right? Now, look, everybody invest back in. Laxey's broke, Mason's broke, Obi and N2O have a little bit left in the savings account. Maro's the only person who has a decent amount of money. But, you know, for a 4-0 start, you'll take that all day long. Again, you'd rather have to reinvest back in than, you know, lose the round. So, again, good job on Akimbo. Great solid start, 4-0 for them. And right now, the one of the two players I said to look out for, Zukar, still yet to get a frag.
Very slow start here for Regain, but finally just to get that AWP out. Laxey takes a little bit of chip damage here, and it's just getting whittled down even more. He's going to get bombarded by those HEs. All of a sudden, it's a 4v5 now for Akimbo to try and regain control of. Get at least one pun in, but Zukar is going to extend this advantage here as Akimbo are feeling the pressure. They do close in on this A site. The bomb has managed to cross in deep, but if Maro goes down to the AWP here, that's bomb stranded in CT. He could very much overplay his hand here, able to get one up, gets them to a 3v4 rather, as those digits are now pumped in, and N2O posts up on the line for this CT player. Dirk biding his time and waiting with this AWP, though. He doesn't want to give up his life too quickly. Instead, he's going to wait for his teammates to get in position as everybody's slowly creeping up on the site. You've now got two inside of CT. That off-kick connect for N2O as well. So now it's a 2v4 post plant. You've got a crossfire, but it's quickly dismantled, and Mara has to stand and deliver once more. Running dry on the mag, and he'll go down. With the kit, there's just enough time for the defuse, and Regain get their first on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, I think it was N2O who had the AWP. Yeah, it's N2O, the AWP. Like, again, if you're going to post up on that tight angle, you've got to hit those shots. You got to be ready for those shots. But it was Dark who came out on top there on the AWP. But had N2O hit that shot, you know, it'd be a whole different round. You turn that into a 3v3, you put yourself in a different position, and you're good to go. But, again, once you make it a 4v2, it makes it a lot harder for Maro and Mason to try to handle it. Ooh, missed shot. Dark takes a ton of damage from that one out. And reinvestment from Akimbo is still decent. I mean, you got AKs on everybody. Mason just has the Tech 9, but, you know, if somebody goes down, he can pick it up, so he has armor. So not the end of the world for Akimbo, but if they lose this one, it's going to be a really rough next few rounds.
N2O is rough. That give up a lot of your information over towards B, which it feels like they were leaning on quite a bit, considering the fact that they've smoked Khan now again. Feels like they were wanting to work their way up through catwalk. Obi's so close to the head of Zukar, but little does he know. If he pulled the trigger there, he could have equalized this into a 4v4. Instead, they'll wait for the smoke fade. Obi takes about half his health of damage, but Zukar's now out of the picture. They're going to try and crunch in on this A site, but Kuzenko inside of jungle trying to just hold the line right now, and Grape, still tucked in at the site, is presenting himself as a problem. So Maro left in yet another clutch.
This is going to be rough. He sees the player. Trying to get trades, but he's got so many other players to have to go around by the time he actually gets around to it. He would need to get that kill, plus another one quickly in succession, and I mean, that's going to be, a couple rounds that Akimbo have fallen, and now they're going to have to go ahead and relegate themselves down to a nothing buy. Maybe get Morrow onto a deagle, maybe. But everybody dying in round 4 was definitely huge for their economy. It wasn't as clean as they wanted it to be, and now they're just going to have to let this one go. Everybody's buying a deagle, no armor. There are 5 deagles on the sides of... There's 5 deagles on the sides of Akimbo. It doesn't matter because Zukar went ahead and just sprayed everybody down, and it's Mason on 4 HP. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah, what a spray down. Good control on the AK at long range. Zukar will take that. Get him fired up a little bit. It's been a slower start for him. They've been relying quite a bit on Grape and Fuzenko, but now everybody's starting to hit their stride here on Regain, and Akimbo, they'll come back in with a buy, but this one is far from ideal. You've got low util, miss smoke out the gate. That's bad. That's one of the few that you had to work with. On top of that, you've got a player stuck on Galil, a player stuck on Mac 10. You don't have all the firepower. You've already missed some of your utility. So things go from bad to worse in this buy already for Akimbo.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that deagle buy last round was the smartest to play off of. And now Regain, they feel like they've regained a bit of confidence here in this series. And we're looking most likely at a pretty solid start to this round. Maybe even a tied-up scoreline here, 4-4. As we had 4 in a row from Akimbo and potentially 4 in a row from Regain here. But the round's not over. There's still a minute left on the clock, so anything could happen here as Mason finds himself a Sasha. And then it's not the simple Sasha. This is just a Regain Sasha.
They really messed up giving me and you this match. The Regain puns are not going to stop.
Nope.
It's we're already 2 puns in, but they knew what they were doing giving us this one.
Hey, they knew what they signed up
They're
for.
really trapped right now. Not a lot of options. They're going to start to explore over towards A, but you've got that deep CT player who can relay any information as soon as they try to go in. It is a rather passive setup right now. They were convinced that this was going to be the B pivot. So with Grape being as passive as he was, they might actually get themselves a bomb plant. The issue is Catwalk. As soon as it goes down, you're going to have 2 players from B ready to retake Catwalk. Grape now tucked into CT. He reveals his position. Another flash soaring out, but supportive utility coming out here from Regain. Mara still manages to get a kill. He's under so much pressure to stand and deliver right now. Now Mason's going to try and come in, but it's too little too late. And Obi's now the one left in a clutch. 1v3 as he tucks back in towards Khan. All 3 players coming from CT. A smoke to get them across. They'll start to defuse. And this round is all Regain's.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I was a huge fan of how... Again, Morrow pushing forward was fine, but Mason trying to trade those kills out, I'm not entirely sure I was a fan of that, because then always put in a weird precarious situation where now he's in a 1v3 if they lose those fights, and he's having to do that from Khan. And once he missed that player who jumped over, he revealed his position. It was pretty much all over at that point. So if Morrow loses that fight, that's fine. Drop back. Go to Firebox, go to Palace, something, drop back and go ahead and help your other teammate out to defend that bomb. And that 1v3 could have been potentially prevented. And you have Akimbo who was
nobody is
that's perfect.
He gets one onto Dark. That's the off the board though. That's massive. The issue is they're trying to push in through Apps right now, and Sasha's holding the line. An ambitious push through that smoke. Squanders the advantage that Akimbo once had, and now once again Obi in an helpless situation. And he does not long for this world. It's all too easy for Regain.
Yeah, I mean that's 5 in a row from them, and we can officially say that Regain have the lead here as we go into the latter half of this half. And I mean, Regain have come alive. I mean, Grape sitting on double digits. I just made fun of Zukar for not having any frags. And now I look at his name, he's got 7. And so he might have been listening to the broadcast, but he clearly heard me calling him out. He said, okay, well, screw you. And I'm going to go ahead and get a bunch of frags. And now he's at a positive scoreline. So Regain have clearly shown that, that what we were talking about in the beginning of the broadcast, that they were the better team on paper. And even a 4-0 deficit, Al, is not enough to hold them down, and now we've got them in the lead here, 5-4. But again, there's still plenty to play. AK's on the board, AK's on the backs of Akimbo now. Utility's kind of light, But Dark's going to be up to bat here first unless he gets smoked out, and he can't see a darn thing there. Take a shot, can reveal his position here. Now, clock, where do we go? Nowhere.
Zenko, he's starting to get fired up as well. N2O once again has caught timing through Khan here. This could be massive, but issue is Zenko's watching this, so now his position noted, and he's in a very uncomfortable position. He just goes through the murder hole, though. Grape is not ready for that kind of ambitious play. So, Akimbo, they're managed to fight their way out of this one right now, and which is exactly what we were expecting out of them. Obi now trying to get his way up and towards... My god, what are these angles that they're pressing? This is psychotic, and Fuzenko is gonna punish them. Holy... Bit too ambitious for my taste there, Akimbo. Again, we knew that this is what we were getting into with this matchup. Akimbo know that they're punching up, but they bite off more than they can chew in that one.
Yeah, I mean, you got to hit those. I mean, again, you know where the player's at. You got N2O in a fantastic position. He's got them cut off. Like, he got a kill in CT. He's got control of jungle and murder hole. And yet, we're still trying to push the fight onto the ladder player who can't go anywhere. The only place he can go is down the ladder and out the door. He's not going to come out the window. So why focus all of your energy on that one specific player who now just makes you look bad, gets himself a triple kill, and you lost everybody that on your team? There's no reason you needed to focus on that fight at all. Nice shot from Akimbo. But again, just because you have the advantage, let's see if they can do anything with this. Okay.
Elven opener to hit. Obi's going to try and make good on it, but he's rapidly losing his teammates around the map. N2O finally finds his way into the feed, though. 3v2 now as Akimbo try to scale their way into this A site. Bomb goes down. They've got themselves a post plant to work with, and N2 still firing off in mid. He takes one more off the board, so it's all left up to Grape at a measly 15 HP after his engagement with Obi. All they have to do is hold the line here. They've got a nice double setup. One can swing off the contact of the other. Bomb planted well for them. And this is going to be a labored clutch from Grape. Only saving grace is he's got that kit, so a tiny bit of extra time to work with. The issue is N2O is just bleeding it off the clock right now, and Maro will seal the deal. Akimbo keeping this one close.
So you're telling me a Deagle round, a Tech 9 with the hero Obi AK, that's what wins in the round. Because we start off with this random N2O headshot. Obi comes in on site and gets himself a kill. And then we set ourselves up for a 3v3 post plant. But we have this one random player who's trapped in a part of the map that's not doing any damage to us. And we just throw all of our strats out the window. I'm just going to shut up and let's see how this last 12th round plays out, Al. Because
at this point, screw the playbook, right? You've only been able to pick up in the last, what, 7 rounds. The only round you picked up is in Eco, where you just managed to bang it out with a Deagle. Well, let's just keep rocking with that energy. Hot on the jump is Laxi. N2O's on borrowed time now as they close in on Catwalk as well. So yet another rifle round will go the way of Regain. They're looking sharp when it comes to the head-to-head. Tomorrow, another unwinnable clutch for the man. 7-5 is the scoreline, but Kimbo, all things considered, not bad for your T side. Now they get to slot into the comfy side.
They're going to slide in the comfy side, but, I mean, it's only the comfy side if you control the pace of play. If you shut down the map, and Mirage is one of those fun, comfy CT sides that you're like, okay, cool. You can't go A, you can't go B, so I'm going to force you in mid, and guess what? All we're doing is setting up a mousetrap, and then we're going to spring that mousetrap because you took the bait. And, you know, let's see if Akimbo can do that. Let's start off with a pistol round here, as we have a 5-7 scoreline here. And Regainer looking for a basic A hit.
Yeah, just going very standard on this one. Util being sent out right now for Zane. Obi's going to have to flush out his only smoke. Laxi managed to pick off 2, though, in the meantime. Massive impact from him. And Sasha goes into the smoke with his knife out, just swinging away. But now Obi knows exactly where he is. He's just stalling out the clock right now. Grape manages to get one more. Obi's still in the feed, though. Maro gets in there as well. So Grape, he's got nothing left to say for this round. He'll back off. Wait, he actually has the bomb. I thought bomb was stranded, but he still has it.
He has it, but, I mean, what is he supposed to do? They heard him leave. But he's going to send Maro over to B. He's got a minute to play with. That's the one thing. Yeah. What's going to happen is Akimbo are going to spread out, and Grape might be able to create 1v1s. Might, keyword.
they're isolating right now. Time is his
He's gotta win
ally
this
as
one.
of right now. He's isolating these 1v1s, but he's got a enemy closing in
He has
on his
7 bullets.
spawn. He's expecting this. If he hits a clean one onto OP, this one's got legs. That's now another gun for him. He's 16 and 7. He's got the hot hand. And he'll make his way over towards this A site. 30 seconds now to the clock as he tries to close in. Issue is Morrow is still miles away right now. Mason's just tucked in, passive. Ripple pack of fresh mag here. Even just a bomb plant is massive.
He's already running now, so he's coming in.
Grape's so
I mean, you have to plant the
worried.
bomb. You can't fake, can you?
He'll do it.
Can?
Mason will bite.
Oh.
If Grape hits that, that's an entirely different round, but Mason will avoid tragedy. And on top of that, no bomb plant for Regain to speak of as well. So that means that more than likely, this will be double pistol and double conversion for Akimbo.
So Akimbo winning that pistol round means they're going to get M4s on everybody. Head armor for almost everybody. Morrow getting him kid. And guess what? We have a scoreline of 6-7. Sorry.
Your kids broke you.
Kids broke me. I'm going to break chat. Yeah, that's fine.
We've talked about this before. I'm at that age where I'm too old to really say 6-7, but it is not lost on me the irony of the joke as a whole. Okay, surely not a nah. Glock round's not going to happen. I think I can continue to waffle through this, but just the fact that half the joke of 6-7 was annoying older people, and it's completely flipped on its head the other way.
Oh yeah, because the old people
The
just
irony
take
is
it
not
now and
lost
run
on
with
me. It is the joke that has broken parents, and it is hilarious to me that it's just been flipped the other way 180.
Oh yeah, because parents realize, like, you know, if you ever want to, you know, shut kids up, just use their own cringy, like, terms against them, and then they're just gonna stop.
The new meta has been found. A new parent meta has been found.
Exactly. You know, skibbity and Riz and all this stuff. You start saying it, they're like, "Oh my god, you're so cringe." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Then if you don't want me to say it,
there we
stop
are.
saying
We're
it.
on even
It's
footing
great.
now. Then.
Exactly. Now you know how it sounds.
All right. Regain massively held the advantage in these rifle rounds in the previous half,
Ooh,
but
he's
already
lined up.
Akimbo started out well. They did have that 4-0 start. They were able to get the ball rolling really quickly, and if they can recreate that here on their CT side, they just have to put it in for the end.
All right, Happy Gilmore.
Never actually seen that. Things are really good here for this first rifle round. Akimbo, they're racking it up right now. 1v4 for Sasha. 4 alive in your first rifle round is actually amazing for your CT side. Everybody's starting to build up money. You can probably get the AWP out early as well. Things are looking really good right now for Akimbo as long as they can keep this momentum rolling.
And now we have ourselves another lead change here. Again, Akimbo had it in the beginning, pretty much regained it back. And then now we've got Akimbo with 8-7 scoreline here after winning the last 3 in a row. We're going to get a pistol round, which should most likely give Akimbo a solid 2-round lead here. As long as they don't lose too many bodies, like pretty solid economy as well, because N2O and Mason both have almost 5K on them. Looking really good for Akimbo. Again, they need to win the map that they pick. Because once we head over to Ancient, it's going to be a different ball game, because Ancient is not the same as Mirage. It's just, I don't know. I see people just absolutely lose their marbles on Ancient and just forget how to play this game. But again,
yeah, I mean,
very solid start, and yeah, go ahead.
Definitely the more technical. Like, the most technical map in this pool is going to be Ancient. That's where Regain are going to have their best shot. So Akimbo showing up this well just in the fragging department, showing that when it does come to the pugginess, they can definitely hit their stride a little bit harder than Regain, at least initially. That bodes well for them, considering the fact that if they can lock this in, we go to the puggiest map for a decider of Dust 2. So they not only have that Ancient game as a little bit of leeway, who knows, maybe they can pull off something crazy, but if it goes technical and it's the expected result, we've got the puggiest map in all the pool. I'm wondering if Grape knows the lineup for shooting this corner that Obi's sitting in. There's a lineup that you can do. Spotter is exactly at head level. Doesn't seem to quite got it figured out. So so he won't take his luck at the smoke thing, and as a result, he loses his life. Issue is for Akimbo, you've got two frags going in the way of Regain as they try to break their way in through this site, 4v3, as they start to make it in with that bomb. Starting to be planted. Mara might be ahead of enemy lines here. They're not quite ready for him to be that aggressive on CT, so he strips away one more. 2v3 now. Do they justify going for this retake with one still so far removed? Oh, wait, no, that's Mason coming through CT. Or T-spawn, rather. Hold up.
I mean, they're not
Mason
going to
is
be
now
ready
the
for
linchpin.
this, but he's not really going to have a shot on anybody unless he gets the firebox right here.
Oh, and
okay.
a quick reaction from Dark. That shuts down the round. And Dark will collect all of them. Clean shooting from him with that AK. Regain get on the board. So it's the same thing as last half. Akimbo with a 4-0 start.
First 4.
And then Regain get their footing on the rifle. Will it be more the same, or will Akimbo be able to upset this trend?
Are 9 all that Akimbo get? That's the true question here. Because again, you know, the first rifle round Regain had, they pretty much botched it. And then they get their second one in, and they're like, oh, okay, now we know how to play this.
Wait, why does Sasha have fall? Okay, he does have an AK, it just wasn't showing up. Gotcha. Okay, I was a little bit concerned there. I was concerned maybe he just, like, forgot to buy. That would have been catastrophic.
I mean, that's something I'll forget to buy.
I've been in a game where you forgot to buy.
I was like, oh, alright, well.
Alright. And then he just ran up the handle with a Glock, and we got the trade.
All that matters, you know.
Everybody needs their sacrificial lamb. And that was Sasha this round, but there was no trade to be seen. 4v5 now for Akimbo. They're looking good for them to be able to upset that trend. Chunked down by that nade is Fuzenko.
That was a nice opening frag coming in from Laxi here. Mason should have spotted. Uh oh, he's realizing he's in trouble. Drop back
Fall
here.
back.
Go ahead and hit B.
M4A1S in hand. That mag is starting to whittle down. He's able to strip away one member in the meantime. Zukar is able to get one of his own, maybe calling for his teammates to rotate out, and that's exactly what's happening. They're going through underpass fast, but you're still man disadvantage, and Akimbo is on top of this rotate as well. They're going to be there to meet you at the site. N2O, he posts up in CT, a flashbang, try and force him off the angle. Double flash just to keep them at bay and get those digits punched in. Dark in the meantime, he's spraying out with that AK at long range, and Zukar still holding the line inside of Khan as well. It's all left up to Mason in a 1v2. Both players spread out. Isolated 1v1s on the table as he closes in on jungle, but does he expect the left side tuck? Will clear it, but it's a shallow clear, so Zukar punishes and Regain. They keep the trend going.
All right, so the trend that we have of 4 in a row in the beginning from Akimbo, and then Regain decides to go ahead and get like 5 in a row. But 5 in a row from Regain means that they'll be at match point before Akimbo then go ahead and get number 10. So it should be 12-9, then 12-10, and then we'll see if Akimbo can come back after that. So I'm just going ahead and writing the script for you, Al, so you don't have to worry about thinking too much. I'm just trying to help you out a little bit.
Okay, sounds good. I will adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
Because Grape is now going to win this gunfight. That'll give Regain the opening kill to then pull on. Never mind. OB chooses to fall back. So clearly,
We tried.
Could you update the script? It's a little bit off.
Yeah,
in the early
I'm going to
stage.
go ahead and rewrite the script right quick. Yeah,
Okay, it's after this round. It's
Yes,
good to go.
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
This round was still up in the air. Got it. Well, that means Akimbo have one more chance if this round is still up in the air. Obi will be forced back by that Molotov. Information gathered right now for Regain. They don't have to commit to this A site. There are 4 members ready to respond to it.
Obi.
Zukar's going to punish that. He gets caught out. Fish out of water now, and that's man advantage for Regain. They're going to start to press onto this site. Molotovs go out. Mason's managed to dodge all of them. He might catch them unaware. Drake spots him out.
Nope.
Now he's dealt with by Dark. Beautifully played on the entry for Regain, and now Sasha comes in with the backpack. With the backstab, this is perfectly played by Regain. Pitch perfect Counter-Strike in that round.
There's nothing. That was just beautiful from Regain. It was just the way that they scaled up the site. They had Sasha and underpass, and everybody did their job. Even if Mason had somehow caught a back turn and gotten 1 kill, I do not see him getting more than that 1 kill because Dark just seemed to know where the head angle was and headshot was. But other than that, it was a beautiful execution. It wasn't your typical just throw smokes, throw flashes, go onto a site and have some fun. It was well executed. It had multiple layers attached to it as well. And with that being said, everybody did their job. And as you can see, Akimbo realized, okay, we're starting to run out of rounds. We need to go ahead and save. Guess what? They can't save. And Sasha was there to receive them with open arms. And by open arms, I mean an AK. And by an AK, I really mean an AK-47 to the head. And it was a beautifully played round right there.
Love it. And so Regain keep that trend going. It's now 3 rounds straight to Akimbo's 4. Momentum firmly in their corner. A save in the works for Akimbo, so that means they'll most likely be relinquishing 11 rounds. And all you have to do at that point for Regain is, like we said, put it in.
Put it in, put it in. All right, Obi, welcome back into the server here. We are playing Counter-Strike.
And okay. So his
Mason
economy
Force with MP9.
Unless he gets like
His-
3
his-
kills here, his economy is wrecked.
Shot.
He's
He's
a
gonna
bit of
just-
miscommunication there as well. Okay, Akimbo, some cracks really forming here. We saw Morrow go down for that boost, and Mason just jumped up on Van anyways.
I was wondering where the miscommunication was. Yeah, but I mean, he's setting up for a flash so that Mason go and peek. He's gonna go ahead and splash now. Realize nobody's home. That's gonna go ahead and back him off that angle anyway. So MP9, I'm not gonna say it was wasted, but oh, Sasha's so ready for this. He knows they're gonna be coming. Oh, he's gonna be ready for the lower angle. Obi takes a ton of damage. Obi does have the high ground. Anakin on the low.
Oh, but it doesn't matter. Sasha doesn't give a damn. Unfortunately, Obi-Wan can't connect there on the high ground, and so this is probably going to be a very standard finish here for Regain as they move towards this B site. Plenty of util to still flush these players out. The only way they really drop this one is through a massive mismanagement of both bodies and utility. And so far, it's becoming slightly unraveled. Morrow gets one, but it's quickly traded. The long-range MP9 isn't going to bode well for Mason, surely, but Laxey's now in with a deagle of his own. And Mason comes in to pepper one in the back. Laxey's still hitting.
What?
Oh my god! Somehow
happened?
Akimbo pulled that one off.
What
I
just
said
happened?
through a mismanagement of bodies and utility, not a single piece of utility hits the mark, and not a single trade to be seen from Regain.
What? I just see all of the yellow colors just disappear, and there was blue left over. What happened? I'm not even saying that the observer missed it. It's just like, what happened? Like, there's no.
3 kills came in at like the same exact time.
Yeah,
like I said, Regain, they misplayed it. They mismanaged their utility. There's not a single trade in sight. And that's Akimbo's way back in. They win the eco. Now the economy booming. They can get the AWP out again. And Regain, they're left scratching their heads as to how they let this one slip.
I know you said it, but it's like usually when you say something, it's not supposed to happen.
Hey, I told you, all my wild predictions
Mason
work.
Mason was missing the MP9.
I called the Zelix move to Mouse. All my wild predictions work.
I'm sitting here watching Mason just absolutely whiff every MP9 shot, and so I'm like, all right, like clearly they're just trying to get some damage in, and all of a sudden it's like Akimbo win. I'm like, huh? I'm just okay.
And I mean, massive props to Laxey there as well. I know that you were highlighting
obviously
him before we went to the server, and when we were still just sort of talking back and forth about what to expect from this game. You highlighted Laxey, how he was going to be the X factor, and of course it's him to hit 3 deagle shots there.
I'll take it. I'm here for it.
There's your one.
I mean, but obviously on the flip side, Regain's not doing bad either. Again, Pazenko, Zukar, Gray, Sasha, they're all fragging. They're all doing stuff. And clearly the scoreline's showing it as well. So, I mean, this is a very competitive Mirage. And Akimbo's recipe to win this series and move on to the grand finals is needing to win Mirage. This is the map they need to win, and they've at least gotten 5 out of the 8 rounds on their CT side, which is again boding well for them. The question is who's going to hit 13 first, or are we going to be stuck going to overtime after this timeout? But again, we will see after round 21.
Well, now both teams able to afford all the bells and whistles here. T-O posts up close inside of Palisades. He's really going in for seconds. Okay, no, he'll back off. That was a bit overzealous, and
That was a little bit, yeah.
yeah,
Overzealous?
He recognizes it. He'll back away, and now he'll post up in a different aggressive angle. He is ahead of the fact that this is a committal right now from Regain. They have all
He's gotta
5
hit
members over here.
shot.
Reclear
He's
of
alone.
Catwalk as well. Akimbo have a lot of information to work with. They need to start sending more members over to this A site. It's going to become rather obvious that it's an A hit. Utility starts to rain in. 2-0. The pressure's on. He hits that first one, then falls back. Wants to play the man advantage now. No trades coming in from Regain.
No way.
And 2-0
And
hits
a
a no-scope down underneath. Zenko, quick to trade it, but now you're operating at a man disadvantage. Zenko, he'll equalize that. He does it all by his damn self. Manages to get 3 kills in that side execute, 4 in total, thanks to the Molotov as well. And Mason left in a 1v3 where he's not even sure exactly where everybody is. Back turn as he tries to re-clear Con. Regain reach 11 nonetheless.
No ace for Fozenko. And the first player to hit 20. Hell yeah, let's go, bro. Dude, that was beautiful. That was just... I mean, between N2O hitting the close-up shot, like the ultimate flick, I mean, that flick was nasty, and then hitting the no-scope, I'm thinking, okay, Akimbo are doing a great job holding this A site, but then if Fozenko comes in and pulls off a donk and says, hell no, this is my site, and then just wipes Akimbo off of the map like they didn't even exist, and it was beautifully played. And again, Obi just kind of backing into the fire didn't help either, because guess what? Fire's hot. That was
what a better way as well. There's no better way for a player to crack the 20 bomb. If Zenko doing it pretty much all by himself, he cracks open that site completely. He surpasses everybody else in the server in the meantime. That sets Regain ahead massively here. Now, the bright side for Akimbo is you do have excess cash to be able to buy up a solid response here, thanks to winning your Eco in the previous. So they get N2O once again adorning that big green. You got an M4 in the hands of Mason, and that's pretty much your hopes and dreams for this round. But also, let's not forget what they did last time with an MP9 and some Deagles on this B site.
So a Deagle, an M4, and an Op walk into a bar. The start of a really terrible joke. I just hope that this round isn't a joke.
In that case, the punchline would be all of regulation required in a map that Regain should have had match point in by now.
Oh, Mason.
He gets out.
You got out
How does he get out? And now he's able to tuck back. Oh my god.
Running for his life.
I start to get an uneasy feeling about this
magic.
round because you dry swing now into the op of N2O. Oh, nice hops too to get away. You can tell that there's a little bit of swagger to this round right now, I feel like. You've got man advantage for Akimbo. Player
that AWP
scared
Regain away from the B site. You saw how fast they left that site.
Yeah,
they probably thought they were on like a low buy. You know, MP9, yeah. maybe some pistols or something to that. They're like, there's no way they have enough money left over for an AWP. And that just pushed them all the way from the B site, and a basic AX is about to come out. So Laxi here is
alone
see
with
what he can do.
Again. What can he do? The last time they called on him, he delivered big with a D. Can he do the same from triple? And close range with that op. He can't quite connect. But Laxi slips the net, and he's causing a lot of issues. He takes down one, pulls out the knife. Now he's got an AK in hand, and this gets really uncomfortable. Laxi still being a problem, and Obi provides the finish. Akimbo do it again.
I quit.
I told you, man. I had an uneasy feeling about this round. Once it all starts with, I think it was Morrow getting away with that MP9. They weren't able to punish him, and that's the first crack in the armor. Then they go re-exploring. They lose a player in mid, and at that point, it feels panicky.
Man, I've said this since the day I started casting. You put AKs in the hands of a CT, and it's the most dangerous combination in chemistry ever. And it's just, you got 3 of them over there. They feel like they can do anything. I mean, Akimbo feel like it doesn't matter what guns they have, unless it's USPs, they feel like they can do anything. And now you have an AK on the back of Laxi. Oh, that's dangerous.
And again, the star of the round now takes up the mantle of top frag. He's at 21 now, surpassing Fuzenko, and he's going to go aggressive up through mid this time. Playing on the edge of that smoke, it'll start to fade, and at long range, he's favored against that MAC-10. Now it's a fast executed into the B site, but Morrow is there to hold the line. Mason chimes in as well. Everything's falling into place right now for Akimbo, and there's not a trade to be seen from Regain. Akimbo hit match point. They've got one chance to seal the deal here on Mirage.
One chance to seal a deal, one chance to do it in regulation, and there's absolutely no economical funds for Regain right now. This buy is going to be uglier than my 8th grade date to the dance, and I mean, bro, this is, I mean, Tech 9's a Deagle and a MAC-10. I mean, this is disgusting, bro. This is absolute madness here.
How many years has it been since you were in 8th grade and they're just catching a stray?
They're catching my flag right now, whether they like it.
Another A-side execute. This time, though, they have the opening kill to work with. Laxi can't deliver anything.
No, what?
Zukar, my God.
I'm done.
Tech 9, he just rips through, and so it feels like we're destined for overtime. It's a 2v5 retake for N2O and Mason. And N2O, he doesn't long for this world. Another Tech 9 fights his way into the feed. And so we've got OT for map 1. You said in these
We better have OT for map 1. We better have OT.
You said in this matchup OT has not been required a single time so far. Well, things are changing in this one. Because in a bide for the grand finals, it takes more than 24 rounds.
Oh my God. This is the 4th time these teams have gone up against each other. At no point in time that was overtime ever required. I just had to eat my own words, and this is just map 1, Al. Map freaking 1.
There's at least one more to follow.
God.
But here and now, we've got Akimbo in overtime. Now, the issue is, the concerning factor here is, a lot of their success has come off the gate of their pistol and conversion success. Well, no more for that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have the ability to have, like, all those rounds, Yeah,
it's full buys, rifle rounds. In Regain, they've held the advantage. And Obi close with an AWP. It's a double op setup here for Akimbo. But Regain none the wiser. The second op hasn't made itself known yet. They probably just assume that this is N2O, once again taking one of these aggressive angles, as he's loved doing so far throughout this map. And so they could go exploring into mid and have no idea how the hell an op has made its way inside of mid. It's so deep on the line right now. Zenko will spot it out. They start to move forward. Oh, and N2O can't connect. He third times the charm, though. And now they go in through underpass, and they might walk right into Morrow here. They don't have any idea. Second barrel spotted as well. Zukar can't get that trade. And so Akimbo, they show their best stuff in the first round of the half, and overtime is no different. They hit the ground running.
Yeah, Sasha does not long for this world. He took one person with him, but Mason decided to make sure that he got shut down as well. But that double op setup, it doesn't always bear success, and this time it actually did. Between N2O pushing up on mid, forcing everybody off of A main after Obi pushed up there as well. They made everybody realize, oh, well, we don't want to go in that direction, and, you know, the double op setup worked. You also have to connect too, but yes, it actually did work in that situation. N2O is going to take a position up at Palace, and let's see if Grapes is going to go ahead and lose his life for this. Oh, what a shot!
He gets a blinder onto Grapes. There is a trade in place, but it's still man advantage for Akimbo as they're still wrestling for control. And now that double off makes itself known. N2O nearly the collat there. Yuzenko, it's too much to ask in the 1v3. Akimbo, they'll hit the ground running with a 2-0 start in overtime. 14-12 is the score. And already making it look easy in these last 2 rounds.
I mean, both of these halves, they win the first 4. Both T and CT side, and now they've won the first 2 in overtime. So if patterns are correct, they just win 4 and they call it a day, because that's the 4 they need, right? You know, each half and regulation of overtime. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here. It's like Regain just need momentum. They like playing from behind almost. Silly.
On top of that, this is the first time that Akimbo's been able to bring out the double op setup, and it's been bearing fruit. Laxi gets another one, so man advantage once again.
200,000 kills on his AK. I'm sorry, that caught me off a little bit.
Akimbo now just going to lean back.
Look at that.
Regain. Not only playing from behind in rounds, but now at the man disadvantage as well. They're trying to close, break open that con smoke. Obi, that's too much to handle as 3 players peek into him. So 4v4, and Sasha, he's starting to pave the way forward. Try to crack open this A site. Man advantage now blesses them, and Laxi will go re-exploring with Zukar. He's holding this angle. Still Laxi wins that, though. It's 3v3 now. In Regain, they've let themselves stall out. They're just stuck inside a con right now. This smoke beautifully cut them off. Mason, he goes through. They don't expect this. They didn't really bump much. And so as they go through, they're loud about it. They're not going to expect Mason right now. He hits the backstab. Dark is now out of the picture. Sasha's desperately trying to hold on, but he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Laxi will put him down, and it's all left up to Grape in a 1v3 position known. And this is Akimbo with a clean sweep of OT.
What a way to end the half. Just sending a grenade into main. And all Grape could do is just watch it blow up in his face. And that's going to be 3 in a row from Akimbo. And if Regain even want a remote chance of even winning this map, they've got to win the next 3. And I mean, I'm not saying that Regain can't do it, but I mean, they're just on another level on their T side. And their CT side wasn't that bad either. And so I don't foresee this not happening, but they're gonna double off on T side. Okay, thank you.
Okay, they've lost their marbles now.
Okay, I was like, that's not normal in any level of Counter-Strike.
Watch it work. All the craziest stuff has come through.
Yeah, but he sold it back, so I'm happy.
Okay. All right, it's still Obi with it though. N2O's the one who slows his op, so Obi's gonna.
He's like, I'm feeling it, bro. I'm feeling it. Let me have it. Let me have it.
This smoke fades. Fuzenko might get caught out. He'll start to fade away, and Laxi's looking at this angle. Laxi's ready for this. Perfectly played. A double man advantage. Potentially the final round of OT. Great burning away. It's pitch perfect from Akimbo right now. Dark will finally respond. He kicks off this 2v5 with a wall bang. But there's still so much more to be done. Grape catches a lazy clear. Dark gets into the feed once again. He needs a multi, though. He needs to deliver 4, and he's doing exactly that. Firing off with that AWP, but he trips over the final hurdle. Mason finishes it off. We've got a 16-12 victory for Akimbo.
Laxi having a 152 rating in the last map, and Vazenko and Zukar popping off as well. So I'm still looking for Vazenko and Zukar to really show off what they can do here. And so I think Akimbo we're gonna struggle this map as they go into this pistol round here. Regain, but Obi getting the first 2 back, and now we've got a 3-on-3 here with about a minute and a half left on the clock out.
Fiery start from Obi. Mason trying to close in as well, and for Akimbo, they need to strike while the iron's hot right now, so off to a decent enough start. Bomb planted, though, so Regain, they now get to slip into these post-plant positions. And Maro's already spotted out inside the temple. He's got no support right now. He's got to sink or swim, and he starts paddling. Dark now trying to close in on him, but Maro still finding impact right now. It's all left up to Gray. Bomb not planted well for him. Mason just holding him at bay. Your entire mission is to just stall him out for reinforcement to arrive, and he does the job himself. That's Akimbo picking up another pistol.
I mean, that's 3 pistol rounds for Akimbo. They've pretty much had all 3 in this game, in this series so far, and they're clearly showing us that they are very good at getting pistol rounds and converting and reconverting before Regain start actually hopping into the server. it just makes me wonder what would happen if Regain actually had momentum and continue with that momentum, how they would be playing. Oh, that's not good for Laxi. All right, well, feeling like they need to give Regain a handicap and put Laxi down to 39 HP with a knife to the back. But it doesn't matter because we're going to go ahead and just start popping heads here. So, again, Fizanko, there we go. So, it was in 2-0 that did the damage to Laxi. So, Akimbo down 2 players already here in the first few seconds of the game as OP's trying to get back. But he's going down very sorely. This conversion is not looking that great, Al.
First conversion here that Akimbo will have dropped. They do get ahead of the rotate here. Both players going into temple, but it does feel like it's a bit of a lost mission here. Mason even tagging up inside the Molotov as well. Far from ideal. And so they're just going to have to back off now and concede this.
Yeah, they're gonna have to save these M4s into the next round.
It looks like they will be getting away with the save at the very least. Not too aggressive of a hunt from Regain.
Terrorists win.
Don't let them get away with it. Question is whether or not you can make these M4s work in the next round. Already tossing a little bit around. Some pistols dropped. Upgraded pistols now out here for Akimbo. This is another all-in round. Always brutal seems whenever you lose that conversion round. It's always going to be a very labored buy. Perhaps these 2 M4s can make it work. And we all know what can happen with Laxi when he's got a deagle.
I mean, a mixture of that and just seeing what happens when, it's fine. You have a little bit different of a focus when you've got lesser weaponry, and I would love to study the mindset behind just looking at all levels of Counter-Strike when we often see ecos oddly going in the favor, and I'd love to know the numbers and like what the mindset's going through. Just study the brainwaves, because like when you have all the weapons in utility, it's almost like you just have less care. Grape's already gone, and it's just funny. It makes me wonder, and it's stuff like that.
I think it's more of a caution to the wind kind of mentality. You go for those plays that you normally wouldn't catch your opponent off guard, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a 3v1, and Zukar, he can't hold on. So that's Akimbo coming right back. They get punched in the mouth, but they recover, punch right back, and now Regain are the ones left in economic ruin.
Yeah, Regain just had a dose of lead poisoning there to the head, and it was fatal. And so we got Akimbo just bouncing back and getting a round back that didn't feel like they should have got. I'm not saying that the M4s can't do anything. I'm not saying that they're not good enough to defend. But now we've got M4s back in. We got a Force Spike coming back in from Regain. So let's see if they can do the same thing. Let's see if they can prescribe the same medicine back to Akimbo that they just received. And they're very much capable. There's just only one AK over here on Zukar. I feel like I'm going to put on somebody, put it on him. So here we are with Regain Force buying back in. Let's see if they can find some success as they're working on this B site coming on through. But that's in 2-0, finding himself a grape, eating all of his fruits and vegetables.
3 rounds deep into this Force by war, Sasha evens us up to a 4v4, but it's perfect setup by Akimbo. And Regain take the bait. They try to go in to re-aggress mid there, retake some of that space, and Akimbo spring their trap. That's a 3-1 start. They stumble a little bit on the second round, but they stick the landing here on Ancient.
My brain is thinking about something. It'd be a funny, hilarious, I'm being serious, a hilarious show match.
Okay.
Like, setup. So there's all sorts of setups that we've had in the past, but a fun show match would be to get players to play Counter-Strike on controller.
Oh, God.
Yes,
That'd
get
be
like
funny.
the best players in the world, but force them to play it on controller. I think that'd be one of the funny show matches.
That'd be pretty great. I'd be with it. see them really forced outside of their comfort zone.
Just like, because this game was
Who
originally
do you think is the
console.
one player that would like low-key be a demon though on controller? You know,
I don't
Who's,
know.
like,
That's the thing. I don't know.
I've got my money on is it Mezzy who has the really messed up keybinds?
That or like, I would
I
love
feel
for
like somebody with
Shroud to be
messed
one
up
of the
keybinds.
captains or something. I feel like Shroud would somehow dominate on freaking controller or something. Let him be a captain.
Yeah. It's been a while since he's been sort of back to CS.
He's about to come back.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it in a second after Zukar
Okay.
just goes ahead and gets himself a double, but everybody's pretty low, so I don't know how much more Regain can actually do, because Vizenko and Dark, they have 15 HP between the both of them. Dark's still going to get a kill, though. Something.
Looked like Obi may have been ahead of those flashbangs, but he just barely gets caught. Maru now thrusted in the clutch, but you've got two members who are low, so potentially this clutch could have legs. Issue is once he gets this kill, his position is now revealed, and Regain should adjust accordingly. Necessary fight onto Grape will not go his way, and so Regain, well, they're not seizing control or giving up control of this game quite yet. They'll seize yet another round. Once again, Akimbo are left in an awkward economic position. Actually, never mind. Everybody gets everything. I was looking at Laxi's money and N2O's money at first. I was like, oh, they're not doing too great. They had already bought. So it's yet another rifle round here. Guard gets a nuke dropped on top of him, down to 45 HP. Laxi will clean that one up, but Fuzenko with a clean double kill. He triples down as well. Another massive impact round out of Fuzenko. Over on Mirage, we saw him deliver on multiple occasions for Regain, and he keeps that going here on map 2.
Yeah, here on map 2, again, we got Regain showing their stuff here on the T side, and here on Ancient, on the T side, you have to have more than just absolute raw skill and forcing everything in. It takes a little bit more, strategy and kind of execution. It's not quite a Mirage. It's not quite a Dust 2. Ancient has the feel of a puggy map, but it definitely requires a lot of flashes and smokes to get you around the map, and it's one of those where now Obi's kind of trapped and stuck in a weird position, but he's going to be able to save this AWP. But again, this is where I feel like Regain do shine. Again, they kind of had to work their way into it. I don't know if he spotted it or heard him, one of the two. Obi's going to get surrounded here. He very much is surrounded, and he's not going to be able to get out of dark, and I wonder if he's going to be able to get this kill here. Oh,
Okay. That's his way out. He has to take it.
Yep.
There it is. All right, so he does get away with his AWP. Regain don't want to press the hunt too hard. They are starting to build up that economy, but it's far from comfortable right now. Everybody will get re-equipped, but you really do want a round where you can stabilize everybody's economy, because right now, as it stands, if you lose this round, you've got two players who can't really buy. Because they're closing in on that lead that Akimbo seized. One round now the difference. Akimbo are all in on this one. Obi with that saved AWP is going to try to be the difference maker. Sitting at 84, he does have the hot hand. But can he keep that fire lit? And execute onto this B site. Utility flurrying in, and Mason manages to get a double out of that MP9. Absolutely insane. And Mara goes through the smoke into the Molotov, and a whiff spray leaves his teammates out to dry. It's a 2v2 as the bomb getting planted. And Akimbo have to try and rotate in. Another push through the smoke. This time it's Laxi. He gets himself in towards Jag. Close range with the off. Obi can't connect. And so Sasha, he's managed to pave the way forward for Regain here. Necessary reactions out of him. Get them to 4-4.
I mean, 4-4 here. Again, Regain just slowly clawing their way back in this game. Pretty much what we expected from the beginning, and they're just continuing to do what they had set themselves out to do here. And right now, Akimbo are just reeling from all of the, utility that's been coming in, the firepower that's been happening here. Vizenko is popping off here, exactly what he's been needing to do. And Akimbo are looking to get some space here. They do have one M4. They're saving the rest of them. They're getting some space here. Man, look at all three players have did. And they're going to go ahead and realize that they're going to be a little bit out of position here as they take this B site out. And now Regain, all they have to do is just hold.
Sasha close to the smoke. He'll catch Obi. Now Morrow, he can't quite respond in time. Sasha, he's got a chance to just farm up some eeks. Clean shooting from him. Now up to 6 and 4. Regain take the lead, and things are looking up for the T's.
So, yeah, we don't have a. Well, next time we get a not a banter. Okay, we gotta pause. So it's called the CS Minor, right? And so you've got, it's a 1-day event that's gonna have 16 players and 4 captains, so 20 people total. Your captains are Nothing, Flom, Austin, and Shroud.
Okay.
And then you've got, so they're the captains, and they were going to recruit 16 other players that have already been picked. So it's funny, actually, Arrow's in there. Arrow, the guy that runs the nostalgia thing. Squeeze,
That's
Calvin, it's Timmy, Jakey, and a bunch of other people. Ludwig is in there. And so
How
just
did
a bunch
Arrow
of
get
other...
in there?
I don't know, but I literally just looked and it says Arrow CS. I'm like, wait, that's the guy that runs nostalgia. Interesting. It's Arrow CS. So it kind of looks like him, but I could be wrong. Anyways,
Maybe not.
But anyways,
I feel like there are
we'll...
multiple arrows. I think
Could
I
be
remember having
potentially
that
multiple
conversation with him at one point.
And
Yeah, hell
so
of a
we are going
pull
to
for
see
him.
Shroud in a 1-day tournament. And it's going to be casted by Harry, Hugo, Longers, and some guy named Slime. And if I should know Slime, then I know
I think I've seen some stuff with him in it, but we're deep into this round right now, and it's once again Regain managing to get peace within chaos. Morrow's now left in the clutch. He gets singed by that Molotov. Both players low, but Sasha, he's been a stable pair of hands these last few rounds. Gets Regain up to 6, and it feels like he's almost solely responsible for the last 3. Impact being felt in the last 3 rounds. It's going to give them a very nice T-side to look at.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're sitting on 6 right now after Akimbo just had a... Again, they seem to start off well, but, I mean, just imagine if Akimbo was able to take all the momentum that they were able to build in the beginning of every single half. They would be a very formidable team, but something, somehow, somewhere, their strats just go out the window, and then they got to play catch-up, and they might catch 1 or 2 rounds at the end of the half, but right now, they get a ton of momentum, but it's just... then they run out of steam. And a good team is built off of being able to come back, being able to, fight off the attrition and get themselves going. As Zukar and Basenko open up with frags in the beginning here. But Morrow, Morrow's got 2 to equalize things back, and now man advantage for Akimbo.
These MP9s have been a problem for Regain now. This is twice it's happened, where you get a double kill out of the MP9, all of a sudden upgrades are on the table. Zenko's going to start clearing out this A site, though. The bomb lagging behind him is the issue. If Dark gets caught out, this could be brutal. But Mason will instead choose to go towards the A site itself rather than peeking Red Room. So Zenko now has the bomb linked up with it. Mason, close range, very uncomfortable fight, but it's a team flash to give him a second lifeline, and N2O comes in for the backstab. Perfectly played, all according to plan for Akimbo. They look to give us a 6-6 half. Something on paper is not that uncommon here on Ancient, because one of our favorite stats is the fact that Ancient is the most even-sided map in the pool.
Yeah, it's very much.
I believe the last
50,
time I looked, it was 50.2 and 49.8 the last time I looked.
Oh, well, you go ahead and cast this last round that happened. Zukar's just gonna die. He was blind. I don't know if the smoke just wasn't there or he was blind and couldn't hear the molly going off. But Zukar didn't even get. That was 100 to 0 in a fire, and Zukar is out of the count for this half. So next time we see him, he'll be on the safety side.
Not only that, but another opening kill goes the way of Akimbo. It's 5v3 as they try to seize that 6-6 half. Salvaging what they can out of that T-side start. Dark's just going to go in towards this smoke. He actually catches the timing here. He goes through and could catch back's turned right now. This is massive for Dark. But we will start to go back into reclear. A dink, very nice. Out of that M4, so N2O, it's an easy cleanup. Man advantage maintained here for Akimbo. That gap could have been exposed and had a lot more cascading issues. But instead, the bleeding is stemmed, and Akimbo keep this one in their favor.
So while we go ahead and get ourselves a 6-6, because Grape is probably not going to win this fight.
He's managing it well. We'll drop down, though. N2O should know exactly where he is, and there it is. 6-6 half. Continue, Jason.
So Ancient currently, out of almost 10,000 times that it has officially been played on CS2, again, almost 10,000 times, it is 50.3 and 49.7. So it is slowly inching its way towards being a CT-sided map, but by 0.3%. So take that as you wish.
Is it 0.3 or 0.03?
0.3.
Okay, 0.3.
So it's 0.3% leaning towards CT side.
Okay. Well, I do love it.
Again, do it that as you wish.
That's another reason why I also like Ancient is probably my second favorite decider behind Dust 2, because it does feel like the one that's most susceptible for overtimes, and you can get some real banger maps.
Ow.
Oh, what a shot from Obi. Grape is sat on the floor for this round. Laxi will get his own inside of Jag, and so they just start to flood in towards the B site. This is where the stack was for regain, but it doesn't matter. Akimbo, they just burst into the site and bulldoze it.
What?
Obi,
Did the smoke?
Oh,
Jesus.
What a round out of him. Back-to-back pistols for him. He's the standout player. And that's Akimbo once again emerging with the lead.
I mean, 6-7.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. No,
Yeah.
nothing. Chat. Huh? Oh,
Anybody?
man. So, Akimbo with 4 pistol rounds. Yeah.
Now, can they
crazy.
make it 3 out of 4 conversions? This is where they struggled the last time. Bright side is, this is a full eco for regain. So, aside from something going catastrophically wrong, like, I don't know, you walk into the Jag stack and just get overrun, we're fine. Obi hits a quad spray. Grape somehow strips away 2 members.
Sure.
But
He's got an AK.
it should be over.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, okay. You
am
just
I
see
doing?
N2O just turn around and buddy hop. He said, nope.
Oh, flirting with death there you are, N2O.
Oh my god, it's
But
like
it's
when you
alright.
jump
We
off
like
the
a little bit of
cliff,
style here at Dust 2. Eagle Masters.
You jump off the cliff, but then you go, haha, I actually have a parachute. It's kind of like, okay. Oh my god. Only on Dust 2, right? Only at the Eagle Masters?
Only at Eagle Masters. Ooh, flash on smoke.
Oh, doesn't matter.
Still blind, they
Zukar's
still
like,
find
I
the
know where
kill.
you're at.
Now, Obi, you gotta try and get another one. You got anything else in you? You got a FAMAS close to you. Can you best it? Nope. Obi's down with nothing. So Akimbo, despite their early success in this half, they will not be able to best the game as soon as they start to get actual weaponry out. And on top of that, with you losing as many members in the last round as you did, your buy isn't all that great for the next either. This starts to get real uncomfortable for Akimbo. They could find themselves in a volatile cycle where they're just saving and forcing.
Yeah, I mean, Akimbo are in an awkward spot here, especially after the success they had. Sasha's going to see all that, but last thing you want to do is give up too many weapons or frags.
He didn't hit him once. Dude, we've all been there. We've all been there where you just outline your opponent.
I mean,
oh, and a clothesline at the end.
so you
Flawless
either
round
can
for
hit
regain.
a pixel perfect angle right there, or you can't hit them up close and personal with 30 bullets. That was. I feel bad. I'm sorry, Mason. I
Oh,
feel
the
bad,
duality of
genuinely.
CS. I love it.
CS sucks. I'm just gonna call it now. CS sucks. This is
Yeah,
the
we're
worst and
still
best
here.
game on the planet of the Earth.
It really is. It's so simple, yet it lends itself to such stupidity.
Why is this game so hard? I don't know.
When you strip away all the silly mechanics and dumb abilities, you can get some real stuff. Zukar, He's all business in this round, though. A double spray down as they try to work their way into the A site. Regain really starting to get their footing here. Like I said, cascading effect from that second round buy where they lost 2. Now all of a sudden, not everybody has the money to buy. You've got a weaker A site hit as a result. No utility to cut off Donut, so Regain, they tie us up 8-8. 2 rounds a pop on this half. But Akimbo left with no money in the back pocket.
Yeah, they've got nothing here, and now the game's tied up 8-8. And the money's building up pretty well for Regain here. And they're starting to really kind of run away. I don't know if Akimbo's... Ow. I don't know if Akimbo's T side is as strong as their CT side. They had a decent CT side, but I mean that's a good start. I guess you can just, just pop off heads and just
It's a
Sasha. Thank you. You have a headphone.
Causing
Okay.
issues on the other side of the map. It will start to be recovered by Akimbo. Bomb trying desperately to make its way in, but through A main when you've got an opponent in Donut, this one doesn't have any legs, it seems. So Mason's down to 23 HP. A bomb plant would be nice, and they might be able to get it. Planting behind the default box. There it is. Extra 600 bucks in the back pocket of everybody. About as good as you can ask for from a round like this. Mason at least manages to get his hands on an AK as well. But everything else peters out in this round. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Mason save this AK, but he'll go back into his death. Everybody should be able to get a proper buy in this round with that bomb plant.
Except Obi.
Okay, yeah, Obi can only afford an AK and armor, and the utility is not going to be great. So this is sort of alarm bells ringing right now for Akimbo. You've got a Regain on a hot streak. You can't exactly come back with all the bells and whistles. Where we saw them excel a lot in the latter half of Mirage, where they were whipping out the AWPs, they can't even afford it right now.
I mean, honestly, if they weren't highlighted blue, you couldn't tell that Regain was on the CT side.
This is true.
There's 9 AKs in the server, Al. 9.
I believe people call this the royal flush of Counter-Strike. You've got 4 AKs on the CT side and an AWP. That is an ideal scenario.
Yeah, that's like a unlosable
bank
hand,
account.
right? Yeah, with the bank account to back it up too. Yeah, that's called high rollers, bro. That's a high roller right there.
Everything's coming up Regain right now. Akimbo, they have to show their grit. Oh, what a shot from Dark. N2O. He gets sniped out of this one. Second shot, not quite the same touch of luck, but still, man advantage for Regain maintained. And they've got a good thumb on where the reposition is for Akimbo. As they go in towards Red Room, miss smoke. That was not going to be great. Laxi still managed to get one up on Fuzenko. You know what? That was intentional. He wanted to bait Fuzenko
That was totally
forward.
intentional, yes.
That was so calculated. And now Grape goes in, and he's going to lose the fight.
He is going to be ready for that.
Okay, he does full clear it. All right. It was looking like it might be shallow, but Mason able to keep things at a 3v3. Now they go in towards the B bomb site. Sasha, you've got to stand and bang, sir. So cut off by a smoke. Molotov in towards Pillar. That's going to stall up the time. That could have some cascading effects as now the rest of Regain get to reposition. Start to come in. You've got a flank as well through Jag right now. Zukar waits. He hesitates, and Obi falls right into his awaiting arms. Morrow, he's left stranded on the site as Mason has to shore up Jag, or instead they'll just fight forward. Mason and Morrow, Eminem, they paved the path forward, and Zukar now left in the clutch where Mason will close. 9-9, Akimbo. They fight their way out of this uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, that was Mason being the hero there with the triple kill at the end. And it was Regain coming on in, but unfortunately, I mean, you have... Was it Sasha that was on the flank there that was coming in, and Zukar and I think Pazenko there just losing their life, or not Pazenko, I think it was Sasha and Zukar just, losing their life unnecessarily, pushing forward, just wasn't waiting for that Dark player to push up. And that's the unfortunate situation of just not waiting and wanting to push it there. And Akimbo pounced, and Mason just put his crosshair in everybody's heads and made sure that they at least didn't lose the lead too bad. Because had they lost that one, then Regain would have absolutely made that one fall out of control. Because Zugar had all control of Dark, and there was no reason for them to lose that round. But again, we've already lost Laxi here in this round. Kind of lacking behind, hasn't quite hit double digits on the frag department yet, so he needs to catch up just a little bit if Akimbo want to take this map and just end the series 2-0. But Regain are looking to push us to map 3, which is Dust 2. At the Dust 2.
Feeling the weight, though, of the economy in this game. Regain able to fully buy up despite losing the last round. If you didn't know any better, you would think that Akimbo lost this round. Not really able to afford much. You've got 3 Galils. The only one able to pick their gun of choice is going to be N2O. He adorns that AWP. Molotov's in. It's going to be a B site execute, but the util's starting to run thin. It's got to be clean on these entries. Sasha spammed out a little bit. He's get some chip damage on him. Now Akimbo closing in. Obi ready for that angle, but still Sasha's standing and fighting. Kuzenko and Grave managed to get one of their own, and it's all left up to Mason. He closed a 1v1 last round, but a 1v3 is an entirely different task. He'll get that bomb down. Only 21 bullets left in the mag and he's still able to work with. He managed to spot out the first, but the walls are closing in, and he feels desperate. It's Regain to reach double digits first.
And Regain's going to look around at all the guns and realize there wasn't a single AK.
Man, they did not have diddly squat this round. Where's the AKs? Come on, man.
Where's the AKs? I'm going to realize there weren't any AKs. What is this shenanigans?
Mason Hero Rifle, everybody else on upgraded pistols for this round.
Yeah. So the Hero AK is going to come out. We've seen this before. A bunch of Deagles. Again, they're going to be able to buy up.
This is desperate.
But again, I mean, barring any craziness, this should be an 11th for Regain. And, closing this out, we're going to potentially see ourselves a Dust 2 here at the Regain Masters, powered by Inui.
That kill from Dark feels like a knife in the side for Akimbo. That's your Hero Rifle gone. And 2-0 will adorn it now, and he hits a zinger onto the Opper. Perhaps this round does have legs if you can deliver more like that, N2O. Morrow will go the first one in. A lamp to the slaughter to set up N2O, but it's just not enough. Without armor, the aim punch gets to him. That's Regain up to 11, but we've been here before. They hit 11 first on Mirage, but clearly wasn't enough. So perhaps
Laxi clip.
lightning strikes twice. Ow.
Nope. Ow. That's my line. Oh! How did he just went limp?
But it's on borrowed time. And at this point, Akimbo, they're hoping for a miracle. They're hoping for lightning to strike twice in the same place. They've been in this position before. Regain up to 11. Akimbo working from behind. And they're in a position where the economy's looking worse for wear. But we called it too early on Mirage. I'm not settling in quite yet.
Just when you think it's over, somebody decides to pull a rabbit out of the hat. And then a bird,
There it is.
then a snake, and then a car.
You pull an AWP out of the bag there. That's an opening pick. N2O, double kill in this round to secure them a 5v3 as they set their sights on the B site. Back down little by little. At this point, he's just going to take up the mantle. He's going to be the first one in it. 2-0 is actually the one to jump spot, and that gives Fuzenko a double kill. Very questioning play from Akimbo. May have just fumbled the lead that they so hard fought to get in this round. Everything falling apart. Dark not punished for his overpeak. Can't connect with the AWP though, and Mara's closing in, but the issue is a 5-7 as your sidearm is a reliable weapon. And so Mason left in a 1v3 with just a Tech 9. It's Regain up to 12. They won't allow Akimbo to recreate magic here on Ancient.
Again, that questionable play where they just jumped over the
Yeah.
dark entrance was definitely something where I'm looking at and wondering, what was the mindset behind it. I kind of get it. You shoot, you miss, and then you've got somebody behind him, to trade, but it didn't work. And Pazenko, instead of losing his life, gets a double kill. And it just the man advantage you had just worked so hard to get into. Fired off two really nice off shots, all of a sudden just came crumbling down. It's like, well,
It feels
yeah, just
it feels way too high risk when you're in a position where you don't have to take them. You're relying on your opponent whiffing. Not only does he hit the shot, but he hits the follow-up as well. That gives Regain the way back into the round. Now, Laxi trying to split this A side. Zukar off between a rock and a hard place here. He's getting split between the angles, and Laxi will eventually put him in the dirt. Can't best Dark, though. Another man advantage. This one not being squandered by Akimbo so quickly. He'll go in towards A. Looking for that bomb plant now, and Dark, he's going to try and cause an upset in this round. 2v4, and he's close inside the temple with an AWP, but Mason just spotted the barrel. They know exactly where he is. They'll swing together, make sure he's contained. The bomb's still not down quite yet, but eventually it gets planted. They're isolating. Don't overplay your hand here. So, and there it is. N2O, the one to lock it in. Right? Really? Oh
Right,
no,
right.
Mason gets caught in transition.
right. 10
Oh, and you've
bullets.
got the other player far removed. He's got the 1v1 here on site. Dark swaps out to the M4 now. He'll start to move in. Issue is he's got no util. The only thing going for him is that kit. Mason isolates. One more 1v1 for him to take. And the bomb isn't planted for CT. He's got to move in quick. Time now the issue. Dark connect. And that got way too close for comfort.
That I don't think Akimbo really thought he was going to be going for it, truly.
Oh.
I think that's why I truly think Akimbo just kind of fell a little bit into a lull comfort, and you can kind of see how Dark was working his way around. Then it got into a 1v2, and they're like, "Oh crap, we actually have to like hang out here." And that, like you said, that got a little bit too close for comfort. I mean, I'll give that as a Regain win, forcing the revives to come in. Look at that. I mean, we just have still a couple of Khalils. Zenko making sure that Regain have the man advantage. They just need to find 3 more frags or a defuse, and they can go ahead and take this into map 3.
And it's the glue that's there. Fuzenko living barely any HP, but if that's an M4, it probably kills. Now Laxi able to trade. It's a 3v3 at the very least as they make their way once again on the A side. We've got one late piece still all the way back at A and main. That's Laxi. He'll throw out a supportive smoke. Spotting out Sasha here at elbow. They'll just take that information and run with it. Laxi now trying to isolate these fights over towards Donut. They reveal that it's a double setup here. And Regain respond accordingly. The CP player wants to make their way forward, but cut off by a beautiful smoke all the way from T-Spawn, thanks to Laxi. As he goes down to Grape, though. Now Mason under pressure. Sasha, he can't hit that shot when Mason connects the no-scope. Akimbo, they stay alive on a hope and a prayer.
The amount of no-scopes that we've had in this game are absolutely stupid, and they're in this weird, like, panicky moments, and everybody's actually hitting their shots. And where we thought Regain would just absolutely just shut this game down, they've had 3 chances to close this game out, and they're down to 1. And we've got a buy coming in from them that's not that great. 2 M4s and some upgraded pistols here. No kit. Pazenko doesn't even have armor. He's just electing to go, just maybe give up the M4 to somebody and just with money how he had left, just buy a deagle. And he might have overtime on the books here, Al. Again.
We're due for our 5-7 moment, though, and there is one in play.
Yeah, but Laxi's already behind enemy lines.
Yeah, this is massive for him. He needs to move, though. He hears this running behind him. Just tuck in. Wait for the rotate. Zukar will go up towards Red Room. And Laxi's going to find back turn. Perfectly played. 3 kill onto Zukar. Grape, a quick trade. Sasha close with this 5-7. Can't connect. So Grape, he's really uncomfortable right now. He has to deal with the entire B-side assault, and he just can't hang. So it's now a 4v2 post plant for Akimbo to lock in OT once more. Fuzenko catches 2 flashes to the face. Util pouring in on him right now. It's so difficult for him to even get one. He eventually finds that impact, but it's just yet another no-scope to hit the feed. Akimbo pushed to OT, and the last time we were here, they were lights out.
I mean, again, this was not the script that I had thought would have been written initially, that Akimbo would be this close and competitively in the game. But again, with, Obi showing up in the server, N2O showing up in the server, and everybody else as well, I guess you don't even need Laxi to pop off on this map. You've got everybody actually showing up, and I mean, over on the flip side, you got Sasha sitting on 10, several players sitting on 12, but I mean, Zukar's taking things in his own hands, and so is Vazenko. I didn't think it was going to be this close. I didn't think it was going to be in overtime. But Akimbo have a chance to close this out in 2. Something I didn't think we were actually going to say.
Down to 17 HP now. Luckily, Zukar keeps that hot streak rolling.
Ow.
And so this round, it goes all regain. Yeah, a little bit of chip damage here and there, but it seems like it's going to be all 5 alive.
Cray.
And the round
Absolute
sure to follow. So Akimbo, they don't have the same hot hand in OT here on Ancient that they did in Mirage. N2O will strip away 1 at least, but at this point, it's just...
I mean, they threw one body at the problem, and they said nope.
Yeah, it's just courtesy kills at this point.
I mean, you have the bomb, you try to throw bodies at it, he's basically a rabid animal, a feral animal backed into a corner, and you're like, no, just don't play with it, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get bit.
Save is probably the smarter play here. With only 1900 loss bonus, you won't be able to afford op into the next, at least not without either armor or one of your teammates having to drop it to you instead.
Right.
So although, yeah, rare to see a T-side save, double rare to see it in overtime, it is the play. Just looking down the stretch of overtime and how your economy is going to be looking. I love this. Yo, shout out our observer. I love this.
Yes, our observer is
Cinematic
the
AF.
shit. Oh, so gorgeous.
Beautiful blue eyes on the tee.
Yes.
Dashing, might I say. All right, so 3 AKs here for regain. They're able to scavenge corpses in mid, and that's a nice arsenal that they get as a consolation prize. N2O, he keeps that AWP. Everybody else can buy up around him. And Akimbo can try their luck at yet another overtime round. That was the momentum, though, you feel like, right? I mean, Akimbo, they mount a comeback 3 rounds straight just to push to OT, then you get stuffed in the first round of OT.
Yeah, not something typically we see. Like, I mean, again, it just makes me wonder, like, if Regain weren't always trying to play from behind, or if Akimbo actually built on the momentum that they start off with, we'd have 2 totally different games. Like, I don't feel like it would be this close of a game on either side. Which again, there's a lot of good, and I wouldn't say bad, but there's a lot of growing from both of these teams, and a lot of potential I see as well. Like, both of these teams are well deserved to be here, and are showing me why they're here in the first place, right? I look at a lot of tier 2, tier 3, tier 1, and it's not something that I feel like I could compete with if I were in this particular level. And so I feel like all these teams, they're doing something right. But then now, okay, let's build on what we've created. And so again, Regain, now they've got the first OT round, and I feel like they can run away with this. But Akimbo have been here the whole time, Al. I haven't really complained about anything that I've seen at all from Akimbo, and I'm very pleased with their performance so far.
Technical pause, getting things sorted out, it seems. Not sure exactly what the issue is, but unless OT will have to wait. So just got news from our lovely producer and observer that it seems like one of the player cams went down, so just got to get that back up and running. Make sure everything is fair play.
Yes,
I
even
do
though
like that that's been enforced more and more, especially with the arrival of VRS. I believe it is required for VRS events if it's online to have player cams, if I recall correctly.
yeah, we just can't force them into our games, but we
Mhm.
do have lovely Jeff in the background who is watching them every single time to make sure that this is as fair and balanced as possible for everybody, no matter
Shout out
what
to
it
Jeff
might
for the one
look
time.
like. Yes, shout out to Jeff.
If he's listening, hi, Jeff. Hopefully, we can get things up and running rather soon. But that does make things a little bit worse here for Akimbo, I do feel like, right? You mount that 3-round comeback, you get to OT, get stuffed in the first round of OT, and now you just have to kind of sit and stew in it.
Neo phone died.
I turn
Ugh,
around and it
Lakers
had a
losing right
compass
now.
open.
Didn't ESCA mine Bitcoin back in the day? Oh my god. What are you talking about?
Always great to get the chat up
Oh my
for
god.
us, not for you guys, just us. We get to see
The
some of the players
randomness.
talking.
Oh,
I love it.
okay. So that wasn't on. Oh, okay, cool.
I don't
That's
imagine. Yeah.
awesome.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say I don't imagine it would be up for them.
Yeah, Jeff is definitely listening. By the
So
way, he listens
we've
all the
got some
time.
fill time here. Let's do a bit of waffling. I
Ugh.
predicted that Zelix would go to the main roster of Mouse.
Oh my god.
I don't remember
I
when
don't
it
even
was. I
want to talk. I
remember
don't even want to talk about Mouse right now.
we were
I
talking
don't know.
about we were casting Mao's NXT over at Exord, and I said I think that Mao's need to pick up Zelix at some point, and there they are.
Like Brolin, I get, but like
E-
Jimmy,
I do find it hilarious that they're dropping
that's
Brolin, JL's filling in, but Brolin has to come back for the major. So that's
I
really
just
funny to me.
I'm genuinely just curious because I'm like, what are we? I just want to know
I
what's going on in the mouse
I saw
camp.
a
That's all.
comment. I think it was on HLTV. They said, "All right, boys, we made a rifler in IGL. We still can't beat Vitality. So let's make a different rifler in IGL and try it again."
Don't make me laugh.
Pretty great.
Let's
Oh,
try
and
again.
2-0.
It didn't work the first time. Let's try it again. Oh my god. Just go buy Vitality and then you beat Vitality. That's all you can do.
Yeah, there you go.
The only way to beat Vitality is to buy Vitality.
Something tells me nobody's got money like that.
Yeah, I don't care if you offer Vitality $1 billion. They're not going to sell their roster. Like, why
No.
would you sell the thing that's winning you trophies? Like, you're not going to sell Michael Jordan from the Bulls unless Michael Jordan retires. Like,
Yeah.
you're just not going to do that. Right? Like, that's just stupid.
All right, well, this round of OT, once again, not going the way of Akimbo. They find themselves in a 2v3, bomb being planted on the A site now. But Mason, with such low HP, feels like he's on borrowed time. A lot of weight on Laxey's shoulders, who's had a cold game. 12 and 21. It's been a rough go with him. Flashing the CT. Mason, he does manage to at least strip one away before he dies. So Laxey, a little bit of that pressure relieved. They're now in a 1v2, and Dark misses the shot with the AWP as well. Now all of a sudden the pendulum swings. Grape has to try and clutch here. And bomb ticking away rapidly. Laxey will swing in. Can't quite hit the spray. Not sure where the bomb is planted. And Akimbo, close but no cigar. It's regained to go up 2-0 in overtime.
Oh, man. And the death for good measure as well.
Yeah. Insult to
That's the
injury there.
unfortunate- Insult to injury, yeah, very much.
Now, the bright side is with how they manage their economy and with that save of the AWP, N2O can get it out for this last round. manage their economy well, but the issue is you currently find yourself in a position where you've got nothing to show for your OT affair so far. Grape takes a lot of damage from the HE though. And they might try and just pounce on this B site. It's quick up the ramp from N2O. He's taking a very aggressive angle, and he'll be paid handsomely for that aggression. So, on top of that, Laxi finds a lurk in mid. N2O still firing out on this B site. Sasha to at least equalize here inside of Jag alongside Fuzenko. Maro posts on the line with the AWP. He strikes one down. It's all left up to Fuzenko, and he can't best Mason. A beautiful crossfire setup. Akimbo salvage one round out of their OT. It'll have to be a clean 3-round streak if they want to close it out in OT1. Regain in the driver's seat as they switch to the T side.
Yeah, I mean, I see Regain being able to eventually close this out and finish this out. I mean, they got to win 2 out of the next 3. And like I said, Akimbo, they've got to win all three if they want to close it out, or potentially 2 if they want to, obviously take us to another overtime. But why would you want to sit here and go to another overtime when you can just end it right here? You could literally end the series right here, right now. Just win your CT side, and you don't have to play any more Counter-Strike. That's, the name of the game. Right now, everybody's taking a ton of damage here, Al, from utility. Oh my god, as they go through the smoke, Obi blind.
It's a bloodbath in mid right now.
Mason, who's stomping around like a gigantic elephant on the Savannah Plains, Sahara, and he's low on HP. Do you go for this? I mean, yes, but no. I don't know.
I'm planted. No kit. Interestingly enough. Oh, and he might get timing here at A-man as well. So probably already the plan for a save. He'll scoop up whatever utility he can. Grabs a kit as well.
I guess
kit, a Molotov.
Flash and a smoke.
There we go.
So you're playing for OT2.
OT2.
And Regain had the momentum. All right. Let's see if this works out.
Terrorists win.
2 chances to close this out. Trying to kill him after time. Full built to util. And you're going to put everything out on the table now. So, Akimbo, what do you have to show for this? Into buying up the AWP, saved AK going into this last round. You got nothing left to do other than just GLHF. GLHFL.
Regain have been here before a few times.
Oh, golly.
So far, yet to convert on any of their match points. They had 1 over on Mirage, 3 here on
3,
me.
yeah.
This makes 4. And it has continued to elude them. Early damage is rough for Regain. You've got a Mac 10 on Fuzenko for some reason. And everybody has head armor over on Akimbo, so unlikely that finds anybody. Hope he makes some noise dropping down, but Zukar's not looking back.
Zukar's not turning around.
Zukar could get caught here. It just depends on how far forward Obi goes. He clears Jag. He confirms that nobody's here. So the issue is they're so close by. Grape's going to walk through that smoke. Back turn. Fuzenko gets one as well. So Maro, he now knows that multiple are storming up the ramp. He'll be able to stand and deliver a double. Laxi's now rotating in. Quick to the shot on Dark. And he even gets that second as well. 2 kills apiece. One is your anchor. The other, the rotate. And that sets you up for one more round at least here on Ancient. It's a 1v2 for Zukar. A brutal crossfire to break up, and N2O won't allow it.
All right. I'm all out of ideas, Al. This game is not going any way I had thought planned. Regain aren't doing anything that I thought they were doing. Akimbo are doing more than I thought they were going to do. And we're potentially going to see a double overtime. But Regain still have a chance to close this out. They still have a chance to do this in OT1, and still have a chance to see Dust 2 and continue on play.
Regain 6
Not-
map point, already starting off rough. You lose the opening kill. Almost no space to show for it. Not a trade in sight. Dark taking some chip damage as well as he steps into the Molotov. Even more chipped off of him. But Obi, he catches an HE in the meantime. He goes searching down this ramp, and he'll catch one. Not able to hit that spray transfer, though. Sasha trades that one back, keeping things at least doable for Regain right now, but it's still advantage to Akimbo as they try to close in on this B site. Committing to this hit.
Yeah, man
HE
advantage
soars out.
and health advantage.
Mason takes a lot of chip off of that. Now they're going to start to reposition, perhaps wanting to go elsewhere. But you've got N2O posted up in mid. If you go there, surely one more will be shaved off. And so Regain commit to this B site hit.
This
Hilo setup
here.
Sasha able to trade. But now it's desperation as they're pushing through smoke. And Fuzenko not ready for the deep corner from Laxi. Sasha left in a 1v3. Nigh unwinnable. The clock ticking down. Only saving Grace's bomb on his back. But look at the discipline from Akimbo right now. Nobody swinging. Morrow waiting for the contact of Laxi, who's been razor sharp in these last few rounds. He'll collect the last kill. We go OT2.
All right, we go OT2. Also, now we get to go ahead and figure out what potentially might happen. At this point, I don't know, because Akimbo being behind and saving to force into OT2, I'm not saying it was the wrong choice, but at the same time, it clearly has panned out to be the right choice. Because, like you said, the AWP that got saved by N2O in that round where it got them to 15 was able to allow them to save in and not have to buy it again, because they probably wouldn't have had the money if he would have died. And so that gun that got carried over allowed them to continue building off of what they had done, and now Akimbo can take this momentum into this OT2, and they can tell each other, "Hey, we can do this. We got this. We can make this happen." And they've already fully swept in the first map, and over time they got the first 4 rounds. You know, just scratch away OT1, just do it in OT2 and call it a day. And again, you don't have to continue playing Counter-Strike because now we're pushing like, 10:30. We're pushing some late hours here at Dusty Eagle Masters.
Be nice to wrap this one up with a clean little bow, 2-0 for Akimbo, but they're going to have to bide their time and wait because it is lights out from Regain in this first round. But to me, that really is concerning because that means Regain have had this the whole time, but nerves set in for them on match point. Obi posting up with the AWP. Goes for one, can't quite get that second, so it's 4v2 as they make their way onto the bomb site. Dark will put that bomb down. Mason trying to go through the smoke quickly, gets clotheslined by Fuzenko. So Regain once again strike first, blood in overtime.
Oh man, Morrow didn't stand a chance, and I mean, again, Akimbo could have taken the momentum into this round, but again, I feel like Regain have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder that they need to just kind of work on. I mean, they got a chip on their shoulder after losing on Mirage, and they probably could have won Ancient in a little bit more confident fashion. But again, Akimbo, they just keep putting up a fight. I mean, this is round 32 of just Ancient. Not to count the 28 rounds we had on Mirage. So we're sitting on 60 rounds of Counter-Strike, and we're not done? It's crazy.
Lower start to this round, not an immediate opening kill. Breath of fresh air, but Morrow will strike one down right as I say that. Me and my big mouth. Obi follows up as well. Fuzenko, rock solid on the trade as always. He's sitting at 31-19 right now. A lights out performance, but all could be for naught. N2O close on the angle, clothesline by Zukar. And now they go in towards A. It's all left up to Laxi to try and hold the line here. Mollies go out. They don't flush him in any way, shape, or form. Rotates Herd, and Fuzenko might be masterminding this round. He could have found the gap. Oh, stormed in towards Red Room. Another kill for him. Mason caught between two angles. He'll get put down by Dark, and it's all left up to Laxi as he rotates quickly up to Shelf. He'll swap out to the AK, knowing Fuzenko is low. Bomb planted by Dark. Bogdan's Law in effect for Fuzenko. But his back's exposed right now. A kill on a silver platter. He'll slip the net. Laxi just walks by, and he gets that kill for free. The issue is no kit available. Once again, no kit bought, but it doesn't matter because Dark, he tries to take the heads-up gunfight, bites the bait, and Akimbo bite down on round 16.
That was a perfect way to hold that angle, and then you knew where the bomb was planted, so it had to be ramped. Because if you have, if you have N2O, or you have Dark that's watching CT, then there's no reason for a player to go long, so you know he has to be ramp, because the bomb's not only planted for that, but he's watching the other side. You've already just cleared Dark. So you actually knew where he was coming from, and that was a perfect play by Laxi. Yeah, he hasn't been showing up, but if you're going to show up and that was a better time than anything here on overtime. Great play out of Laxi. That's just straight a heads up play there coming up.
Marley's quite a bit of damage. Obi bails him out, though. Grape now out of the picture, and Akimbo looked to take the lead for the first time in overtime. Got an opening kill. Health advantage as well, as Sasha's been tagged down. Although caught in transition. That's an equalizing kill. Massive for regain. And they're going to reposition quickly off the back of that. Now wanting to try and seize control of mid a little bit. They go right back in towards the B site. This is where the stack is. Regain walking into this high-low setup again. Fuzenko, are you ready for it? 2 rounds in a row. Obi goes forward.
Obi.
He wants to explore. Back turned. Timing might be caught, but Fuzenko gets back on the angle. It's so close. Oh, what a reaction from Fuzenko. He turns the flash, puts Obi down. And now that's man advantage for regain. A site is open and being explored. They have the time to rotate. And Laxi, again, the only one in position to be the difference maker in this round for Akimbo. Zukar tucked into A main. He's been silent this whole round. Laxi will move in. Around the default box he goes, and he finds a double. What a sequence from Laxi. Gets damage onto Zukar as well. This clutch is now doable. They're storming in on this retake. Zukar has to hold the line. He hits the first, and the second falls in line for Fuzenko as well. Regain still emerging with the lead.
All right, so we had this OT one. They won 2 out of the 3. They only won 1 out of 2 on their CT side. Can Regain close this out, Al? Or is Akimbo going to do again? But we just got done watching and forces to go to a T3. I don't know. I'm seeing good things out of everybody. I'm seeing, Laxi actually stepping up to the plate and Obi getting some shots. In that last round, Obi overstepped his mark. Like, they should have just held on to that high-low setup. I think everything would be fine. N2O's hitting some shots. Same thing on the other opposite side. Zukar absolutely just hitting what he needs to hit. Fuzenko sitting at 34 frags, bro. I mean, if that's not impact enough, I don't know what is.
Stop. Oh, Grape deleted. B site now open. They're going fast. Laxi gets one of his own as well. And everything falls into line right now for Akimbo as Obi tucks in towards Jag. Sasha presented on a silver platter. The bomb will now make its way forward.
Jeez.
Zukar reveals his position as well, throwing out that Molotov. They know exactly where he's at. They'll close in on him. Laxi looking to provide the backstab, but it's N2O to get the credit for the kill. Akimbo tie us up again. Neither team relinquishing right now in OT2.
Oh, Al, we might be here for a while.
I told you, man, Ancient has some crazy overtimes. The most even-sided map in the pool, and this is what you get.
I wanted to spend my Saturday night with you. I don't know if I wanted to spend it this way, man. Oh, I love you, man. Love you.
I'm here for it, man.
I got a Nos in my fridge. I might need to go grab that if we're going to be here until the next day.
Rip it for map 3. If we go to
map 3, I'm ripping open a Nos. Yeah. Either that or I'm pulling out a beer. One of the two. Something's coming out.
Waxy slips the net again.
Wow.
Impact felt round after round right now from him. Fuzenko, he's been the big man here for Regain. But even this starts to feel like a little bit too much to ask. They let this one go. Akimbo take the lead.
I mean, we got one more round. They can't afford to rebuy back in. I mean, we've already got Sasha on an MP9. He would love to take this fight and get upgraded here. Potentially flash him through. That's going to be potentially an upgrade. But Sasha can't get there because of the mult. Oh, now he can't. Okay. Now they're being hunted down. It doesn't matter. Oh, no. They're shooting all their guns away out.
They take everything away.
Oh.
And they have one map in series point. After two overtimes, they battle back time after time, and now they get their chance to close.
They get one chance to close out and close this series out. We could be looking at Akimbo moving on to the grand finals. They get 5 frags right here, right now, Al.
Regain 7 map points, all of them falling to the wayside throughout this series, and now they're the ones who have to deny. Zukar gets that opening kill, a breath of fresh air for everyone on Regain. Maybe close by, Sasha goes with that that MP9, but Morrow strips it away, and Morrow all by his lonesome will collect 4 kills, 1 shot, 1 opportunity, and Morrow takes it by the horns.
Holy crap.
And now it's all left up to Dark with a measly MP9. His position noted, he'll upgrade to an AK, but Akimbo, they lock it down. Battering down the hatches, and none other than Morrow to seal the deal. An ace from him to close us out. 19-17. Overtime on both